Hi everyone, welcome to Construction Technology online classes. Here I am going to begin with Module 5. Module 5 deals with tall buildings. So what do you know about these tall buildings? Tall buildings are nothing but they are made up of some frames. So tall buildings can be named as frame buildings. So, what do you know about these frame buildings? Frame buildings are building structures formed by some frames. It includes some elements, usually in the form of columns and beams, and they can be further strengthened by the introduction of some rigid floor members and external walls. To be more clear, I have introduced some pictures showing some frame structures. First two pictures includes the RCC frame structures. Here we can see the beams and columns. These are the elements consisting of this frame structures. And the third picture shows the steel frame structures, which include same the columns and beams, but it is made up of steel. So sometimes in order to strengthen these frame structures, we will be including some rigid floor membranes and external walls to make it more strong. So the frame structures are again subdivided into two main types on the basis of the materials used for their construction. So first one is RC frame or reinforced concrete frame. Second one, structural steel frame. It may be either tubular sections or made up of hollow composite elements. So, what are the advantageous features of frame structures? So, first one, it is a speedy construction. That is, we can make this frame structures in a very short time by constructing columns and beams. And the second one, it is very rigid and stable. That is, these frame structures can resist heavy lead load and wind loads which may act on them. Third one, roofed over at an earlier stage. That means one floor slab which is constructed over the other floors can protect the lower floors from sun and rain. Then fourth one, it offers large unobstructed floor areas. That is, there will be a lot of space between the two columns which we can use for our utility purposes. Next, flexible utilization of space. That is, we can use the space for our different purposes. Then adaptable to almost any shape. That means we can construct these frame structures into any shape according to our use. Then easily altered within limits of frame. So if we construct one frame and if we want to change or if we want to alter the frame structures, we can do it. So that is an advantage of the frame structure. Then off-site preparation possible. That is, if we want to construct construct a building within a very short time, so we can go for the prefabricated construction. So what do you mean by this prefabricated construction? Prefabricated construction means constructing a building by using beams and columns which we have built in another site or from another factory. So we can make precast concrete elements as well as structural steel elements. Next, acceptable distribution of natural light. That is, there will be lot of window openings, external walls will be there. So there will be available, natural light will be available and acceptable distribution is possible. Then next is easy to design structurally by using some computer design softwares. Next, in detail, we are going to going into the detail about RC frame structures. So features of in-situ concrete frame construction. So what do you mean by this in-situ? In-situ means those structures which are constructed from the site. They are known as in-situ concrete frame constructions. So what are the construction aspects? First one, easier to allow for dimensional discrepancy. That means formwork can relatively easy to provide any ready dimension and shape. That means if we can construct any concrete structure by using the same dimensional formworks. We can use any dimension and we can apply any shape and we can construct accordingly. Next, concrete is cheap. Next advantage of concrete construction is that it is really cheap, easily available, and can be cast into any complicated shape as we want. Next, what are the disadvantages of this concrete frame construction? First one, the formwork erection is often timely and is expensive. Sometimes it is not environmental friendly also, and it is labor intensive. The next disadvantage is that increase a lot of wet work that is difficult to maintain the site in a clean and tidy environment. And next, frame erection affected seriously by climatic conditions. That is, in windy day, it is very difficult for us to erect the formwork and to place the concrete, etc. And overall, we can see that the durability of the concrete structures is affected by heat, moisture, or environmental factors. Next, about the structural characteristics and design aspects of RCC frame structures. Concrete design is more flexible and accurate than steel because of non-dependence on standard sections. And it has better fire resistance and it is flexible. Somewhat we can say it is flexible in layout and shape. And but there are some disadvantages also for this RCC frame structures when we take into the structural characteristics. So first one is concrete frame easily damaged by building movements, mainly by earthquake movements and by wind loads, etc. And sometimes problems of creep and shrinkage is readily causing damage to these frame structures. Creep and shrinkage means if we if some dead load is coming into the RCC frame structures for a very long time, it will lead to the deflection of this RCC frame structures. Then shrinkage means if there is any fluctuation in the environmental conditions, then the concrete may shrink and cause damage to the finishes. Next point is that higher dead load and bigger structural elements, that is these beams and columns, higher sections of beams and columns may be providing higher dead load, and bigger structural elements will be providing bigger dead loads, and it will cause a lot of dead weight to the structure, which is not that much good to the structure. And durability is highly sensitive to the workmanship, and overloading can cause irreversible structural damages. Next, I am going to discuss about the concrete frame structures with a very small diagram. So in the left side, you can see small frame structures consisting of the different parts of the concrete frame structures. At the bottommost section, we can see this is the foundation, and above that we can see the columns, And the columns means they are just the vertical members supporting the foundation. And next we have the horizontal members, which is known as beams, and we have the flat planes of concrete, which is known as slabs. Then of this, column is the main important part of the RCC structure, as it is taking the whole load from the above floors, and it is transmitting the whole load from the above floors to the foundation. So it is saying that if you damage a beam in a building, it will usually affect only one floor, but damage to a column could bring down the entire building down. So next we are going to discuss about the shear walls. So shear walls means they are the important structural elements which we can see in high-rise buildings only. So here this important point that you have to note down, that they are usually not required in low-rise buildings. So what do you know about this shear walls? So shear walls, as from this picture, it is very clear that it is the large columns. So usually the measure is from 400 mm thick by 3 meter long, and they appear like walls rather than columns, but they are columns itself. So their main function is to take care of the horizontal forces on buildings like wind and earthquake loads. And normally buildings are subjected to vertical loads, mainly the gravity load. So shear walls are also used to carry the vertical loads as well as the horizontal forces. So these types of structures are mainly seen in elevators, which is coming in the following chapters. So you will be very clear about that, what do you mean by shear walls in the following chapters. Just understand that this horizontal, it is mainly a large column, and it is mainly used to take care of the horizontal as well as vertical loads. Next, coming to the walls in concrete frame buildings. Concrete frame structures are strong and economical, hence almost any walling materials can be used. That is, as we are using strong beams and columns, there's not much need of this wall materials. Wall materials are just provided for in the RCC frame structures to keep uh, protection, or what we can say, safety or privacy for our construction. That's the main purpose of these walls. So we can either use any of the materials like brick, concrete, block, stone. Used The stone is mainly used when we require strong, secure, and soundproof enclosures. When we require these soundproof enclosures. So lighter options include drywall partition made of light steel, wooden studs covered with sheeting material, which is again cube, flexible, lightweight partitions, etc. also needed. Are also constructed as per needs. And when brick or concrete blocks are used, it is common to plaster the entire surface. So that's all about the RCC frame structures. Hope the video is useful to all. Thank you.